Now the next thing we're going to do is take the engine cover off. I want to take the engine cover off so I can get to these oil and fuel lines and take them off and thoroughly clean them up. Now this gyro, and I don't know about the 84, but the 85 has I believe a two-part muffler system. In order to get this off, the first thing that we have to do is you look right down in here and you'll see a 8mm nut that's connected to the bottom of the pipe. There's one here, and there's one, well, there's one on the other side right down here. You can get a 1/4-inch ratchet right down in there and take that out. Then what we do, and this bitch is heavy too. This is heavy. You can go to war with something like this. Then we come over here, and there's a nut right there, and there's a nut right there. And after we take those off, then you want to just pull the muffler off, and we'll go from there. Now, one way to get it off is you probably should take this cover off first, and it has a little plastic deal here. I put an Allen bolt in mine. Then what I did was, it's kind of hard to get in over here. You can get your finger on this side of the one. What I do is, there's 4 nuts, or bolts. One here, one right here that holds the cover, right here, and there's another one right here. And what I did was I loosened these up after I took this cover off, and I moved it around a little bit so that I could take my 10mm socket, and I went down through here underneath. I put the socket on, and then I ran the extension, and you want to use a 1/4-inch. I ran the extension down right like this and took it off. Now, so we have 2 bolts, 2 nuts holding this end on, and we have 1 nut right there and right there. So what you want to do is probably use 2 hands, because the damn thing is just heavy as hell. But probably weighs 11 pounds. Well, anyway, I'm going to have to use 2 hands to get it off. And I'll pull it out of there and show you what it looks like. Now we have the muffler off, and it's upside down. As you can see, it has some oil that's coming out of it. Now there's 2 reasons why it has oil. Now if you have your mixture right, you should not have any oil coming out of your pipe, 2-stroke or not. It should all burn. But what we have here is a leak hole right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean that out. There's a way to clean it out with gasoline, where it's just like, kind of like a gas tank. You put the gasoline in there and you go around and around and around with it and keep going until it gets clean. You clean out the fiberglass in there. Now I know someone's going to say, well, the minute you start it up it's going to blow up, but not if you get all the gas out of it and you let it dry for 3 or 4 days. Now what we have here is, you can see this is where the pipe connects right here, and in order to get this off, and they don't sell this anymore, they don't sell this anymore, and so these body panels are worth a lot to me. But if you lift it straight up, you can see how light it is. It's kind of cool looking, isn't it? And you can see all the dirt and stuff that's underneath it, and I put a little Allen deal on that one, and we'll put that right there. And now we get over here, and you can see we have our carburetors right here. Our oil pump is right here. You can see it. It goes into the motor. This is our air cleaner. And what happens, what I might do is just readjust this so I don't get as much pull on the oil. As when the carburetor is open, when the throttle is open up there, right up there, it puts the same amount of tension on the oil line, and that opens the oil pump up. And this oil pump is just like the other one I showed you. It runs off the crankshaft in there. Here's your little electric starter. Right down here is your air intake for, this is your fan. Okay, there's a fan right down in there, just like the Dio has, but the fan is in there, and it pushes air right out through the case here. And then we have our, the air cleaner is right here. It's made of foam. It's real nice. I took it apart and it had a little bit of dust on it, you know, like this, and I cleaned it up and it worked perfect. Now, one thing about these Gyro little tiny 14mm carburetors, they have two adjustments. One of them is your idle, and the other one is for when you go into second gear or high gear. For some reason it has to be adjusted right or the gearing doesn't work. It staggers and stalls, and I adjusted it to see if I can get it to work. Now you can see what the 20-year-old tires did. I knew this was going to happen because they're just the rubber doesn't last 20 years. Then you should replace your spark plug once every year. And I'm going to clean all this up first thing I do, and clean all my lines up before I go any more, because I want to keep all my parts together. And you want to keep all your parts in a little dish or some place where you're not going to lose it, because it's a real bitch when you lose parts like that. And down here, this has a little O-ring right here, if I can get it out. It has a little O-ring right here, and I got to replace that. But you can see where it connects right here. And we have a brake line, and the bike pivots right here into the case. This pivots like this. The whole bike pivots, the motor stays the same, the wheels stay the same, tires stay the same. And it's just a brilliant design. And a lot of people have come up to me and they really like it. Because like I said, the old people think it's an electric scooter for the street, and they find out it's a gas scooter, and they even like it better. Like, where did you get that? That is cool. That'd be great for going around this little town getting groceries. Okay, on to the next thing.